All right, hi guys. We are going to be painting, I think one of my favorites. So it's gonna look like this. So we're gonna do a elephant today. So I just want to throw it out there again. If you guys like the way this is going and it's working, great. If not, let me know and I will just do a video on Wednesdays of painting, so that you guys can see like the beginning to the end steps of how this goes, because usually I paint it and then I let it dry and then I paint it and I let it dry and I paint it and let it dry. So here's what I'm doing. If you have acrylic, so you have that thicker like goopy paint, that's what I'm using. I'm going to show you some cool parts of that. And then if you don't have that, it's okay. If you're just doing watercolor or you're doing another thing, one thing that would be really cool with this one, just so you guys know, is you take a white crayon. So you take a white crayon and you would do all the outline to this, okay? So you would outline, you would color this part in, you outline, you outline, you outline, okay? So just on a blank paper. And then you draw all your designs and then you go back and you watercolor on top. It looks so cool. So cool. So if you have time to do that, I would definitely try it out. If you want to do that today, you're welcome to do so, but you have to use crayon and it has to be like really hard, thick. You got to like really push on it with the white. It's called water resistant because it's wax, and then you put the watercolor on top and it'll look super, super pretty. So today we're going to be doing this one. Now I'm going to be using an old canvas that we did before. So the canvas actually, the picture underneath this is actually our space one. So I'm going to be doing the same thing today on here, and I accidentally spilled paint on there, so I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Almost fell over. I'm going to show you some cool stuff that you can do with acrylic, which is why I like it, because you can paint and then you can go over it, and you can paint and you can go over it. So again, if you're using watercolor, no big deal. If you want to try that other cool way I just told you, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to do it a little bit slower. So first thing I want you to do is you're going to, if you're using, so I have to go over with white real quick. So here's what I just want you to do. Just watch for a second. So I'm going to go, here's going to be the outline of the top of my ear. Here's going to be the bottom of my ear. You're going to watch this transform, okay? Just watch first. And then I'm going to come out and around. It's okay. See, that's that paint that's smeared, and it's totally fine. And then I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go down, out, and back in, just like that. And then, so I gotta connect that side. I'm gonna come out here. Okay, so remember we're just watching right now. And then I gotta connect this. Okay, so this is step one. So what I want you guys to do is with whatever color you want your picture to be. So if you want it to be warm colors, so that's like yellow, pink, orange, red. If you want it to be cool colors, you can do that too. So we're gonna start with the color portion of it. So I have to grab a little white so I can go over this part on top, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab my darkest color, which is gonna be red. So if you're using watercolors, I want you to do the opposite. I want you to go light, okay? So you're gonna use your lightest color. And we're just going to smear it. I have some black in there, it's okay. I'm just gonna smear it around. So like I said, I'm gonna grab that red. So this is my darkest because I'm using that thicker paint. And if you guys are using watercolor, I want you to use the lighter one. So if you're gonna do this, I have to cover that up a little bit. So the cool part is when you see it right now, I gotta go over it. I had too much black in there. When you see it right now, you're gonna go, oh my God, the painting's ruined. It's black. Well, it's actually not ruined, okay? Because remember, one, there's no mistakes in art. And two is that we can fix any problem that you find, okay? So I'm gonna go over it again with a little bit of red. All right, and then I'm gonna do the same thing over here. And I'm gonna do, okay. So we're gonna color, we're gonna do this ear. Okay, so when you go to do that ear, remember, you're gonna go across the top. Okay, just a line like that. It sometimes touches, sometimes doesn't, that's okay. And then it's going to dip down like that. And that's all you have to do for now. Just this part. Don't even worry about my space in the background. I want to show you guys the cool part of taking one piece of art and making it another. Okay, and we'll fill it all in. kind of pink right now. I need some more red. Okay, so we're just doing that ear for now. So just so you can see it, it's gonna be right here, and right here, okay? So there's the beginning. Now, you need to make your head. So the head is like a crescent, just right there, okay? So you're gonna do the same colors you've been using. So grab onto that red again, or white or pink or green or whatever it is you want. It's just the starting color. And we're gonna paint that whole part. Oh, I had some orange in there, it's okay. The cool part about this is you can make it a lot of different colors. Okay, I lost part of my trunk and that's okay because I'm gonna show you. Okay, and now we're gonna do the trunk. So here's our trunk line. So you start halfway through the face, okay, right here. And you're gonna come down, out, and then come back in, okay? And then cover that up. You don't have to cover it completely. You just kind of flop that paint on, because remember, when we're painting, we do layers. We want lots of colors in there. So I'm just gonna really faintly. All right, our next one is we need to do the trunk. So just like that. Now, you're just gonna make this line first. Okay, so right here, this one right here. Now, when you do this next step, mine's gonna turn another color for a second. Now, if you're doing paint like me, you can go ahead and make your trunk. If you are using watercolor, I want you to take a little bit of black and make the trunk. So you're gonna go out and then curve up, and then from that curve, come back and go back, and then fill it in. Or if you're using watercolor, you're gonna just leave it blank. If you are using acrylic like I am, or tempera paint, then you can fill it in with white. Okay, and then we're gonna take some red. We're gonna fill that trunk part in, the top of the trunk. And then we gotta fill in right here. And we gotta go all the way down. So this line right here is where the leg is. We're just gonna give that some color. Remember, it doesn't have to be painted perfectly. Just like that. You just kind of wisp the paint on there. Okay, so far we have the head, we have the trunk, we have the tusk, the leg, and the ear. See how that's transforming? Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the color in. Okay, so we're gonna add some color. So maybe we'll add some pink, and you just kind of splat the color all over. There's not really a right or wrong way. It's okay if you lose some of those trunk lines, because we're going to go back over them in black. Okay, so we just want some color on there. We just spread it all out. Kind of a bohemian style. Okay, and then we're gonna grab some different color. So I'm gonna grab yellow. See, and just kind of go on top. No really right way or wrong way. It's just kind of throwing the paint on. I'm gonna add it over here. So at the end of our elephant journey, we do want the whole elephant to be covered in some kind of paint or color. Remember, if you're drawing, that's okay too. Just want it to kind of be all over, lots of colors. Just be careful, because you'll notice that I'm gonna grab orange, but I'm gonna grab it last, because orange kind of makes like a brown color when you add it to stuff. So if you add too much orange beforehand, it doesn't really work. And we just plop all the paint on. I'm not really doing anything besides putting paint on top of paint right now. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna lose it. Okay. So once you've got paint on top of paint, usually this is a multi-step. So remember, usually I paint the back and then let it dry. And then I paint the first layer of elephant and then I let it dry. And then I do the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. Okay, so this is a learning curve. Remember, if you want me to do it that way, just shoot me a message and that's how I will do it. If you don't mind it being this way, this is, another way I could do it. So now you're gonna need a smaller brush. If you have one, it's okay if you don't. This one's a little hard. We have a bunch of brushes back here. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a smaller brush if you have one, and we're gonna outline, like I said, we're gonna outline the elephant in black. So I gotta figure out where all my lines are. So I'm gonna just outline on top all those lines.
You trying to paint out of the wind?
Yeah, but I'm actually on a video right now.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you alone then.
Yeah, sorry, Danny. And then you're gonna come down and outline, and you're gonna outline this way. So see how it all kind of comes together, even though it kind of looked crazy in the beginning. It's all gonna look fine in the end, just like that, okay? So with that black after, I need to grab a bigger brush again, and we're gonna paint the whole background. So fill all this in with black. See, I told you the really cool part about this paint, if you ever get a chance to get some, it's called acrylic, and when you paint with it, you can, if you don't like something, you just paint right over it. So part of the reason I have to paint over this one is because I only have so many canvases, and it's easier for me to paint on a canvas. So the more canvases I use up, the less I'm gonna have. So when I can, I'm going to try to paint over some. We're just gonna fill all that extra white in. So you guys should have white on your paper. I'm gonna fill in all my extra space back there. If you don't want to paint it black, you don't even have to. You could paint it blue, right? You could have painted whatever color it is that you guys want. Remember, if you, any of these paintings or drawings or whatever, you can make it whatever way you want. It's your painting, it's your picture. You guys make it the way you want to. See? And voila, you didn't even know that there was a space behind there. Pretty crazy, right? So you can tell, like, there's white in there, there's all kinds of other colors, because it's supposed to be a little messy. It's supposed to be a little messy. And then you clean it up with those black lines, right? So you just give it some more definition. Gonna fill in while you guys catch up. When you're painting with a canvas, usually you want to paint the sides, the top, and the bottom. In case you guys are using a canvas and you paint the whole side. I gotta pick this bad boy up. Now my hands are gonna be black. It's okay. See how it's all white and it looks funny? So I'm gonna fill it in. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. You guys just finish up those elephants. So remember, a lot of these paintings take practice. And these are paintings I've been doing or drawings I've been doing for a long time. So, you know, even the same, I painted them the same style and technique, but they're very different, right? Different colors, different things. All right, so now if you have, take the back of your brush and grab a little bit of black, and you're just gonna make a dot, just like that, for the eyeball. And then if you have, you're gonna grab a skinny brush, so a skinny one, and you're gonna grab white. If you're using my paint, right, so that acrylic paint, tempera paint, use white. If you're using watercolor, I would actually let this dry and maybe go over it with a marker, maybe go over it again later with black, because if you go right into the designs right now, it's gonna bleed and it's gonna blend, okay? So just giving you a fair warning, you may have to take a break, and that's okay, so just watch and you can play it back later. So we're just gonna put different designs on here. So I'm gonna start with a little cap on the top, and maybe I'll do some like little flowery type deals. The other problem with me doing it too soon is you'll see that my colors are going to blend in with my white, and the goal would be that we this, when the white shows up, that it's actually white. So I'm going to leave that alone because it's kind of wet over there, and I'm going to go swirl and a dot. I'm going to go swirl and a dot. I'm just going to keep it going, swirl and a dot. So this you could make any way that you want. If you like water or flames, you could do that kind of design. If you really like polka dots, you could do that design. Do the same thing on the top. All right, and then I'm gonna add some like whimsical, it's just some like swirls in there. Oh, see, my white is blending in, that's okay. Again, the nice thing about this is that I can go over it later, and once it dries, we can fix that. And then, so you just do some swirls. You could do the whole thing if you wanted. You could just do part of it. And then we're going to almost like leaves around the eye. Just like that. So here's one way. Here's another way. So again, a little different. So I did the same swirls on this side, but the top I'm going to do a little different. So have fun with it. Make it unique. If you want to come up with some other ones, you can. I'm going to go back over here. Oh, it's still not dry, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep making little petals. And then some dots here. I really like dots because they make it look really pretty. I just dot everything. A dot on the ends. Maybe I'll do dots down the trunk. Kind of a easy and almost like a cheating way to make it look really pretty. And And then maybe I'll do like a petal again here. And then I'll make a petal around that petal. And then I'll make a petal around that petal. Like that. And then maybe I'll do a circle down here. And another circle. So I'm doing a half circle because you can only see half of the elephant. And you can keep them all the same size, or you can make them get smaller as you go down. So I'm gonna go same size and then get smaller, like that. And then maybe I'll do wispies. You just fling them out. So there's not really a right or wrong way to do this because you're kind of just making it your own. I'm just making it up. Again, so here's what that one looks like. Here's what this one looks like. So very different in their own ways, but similar. So just a little reminder is that one, I'd love to see your art, and then two, if you don't have any paint, that's okay. But remember, Wednesdays we are painting, and then going forward, we have some other things going on. Meaning Saturday and Sundays, I will not be doing a live video, but I will post a video to Instagram, to YouTube, and my Facebook page, just so I can get a little bit of a break on the weekends, and then you guys can still get your videos. Wednesdays we're painting. If you don't have paint, it's okay. Remember, you can use the same type of paint I'm using. You can use watercolor, you could use pastel, you could use crayons, markers, whatever you got, and you can go ahead and check that out, okay? Hopefully you guys like your little elephants. We will probably learn how to draw an elephant soon too. That's why I didn't do any fun facts today. And the painting takes a little bit longer. You got to go a little bit slower with that. So if you like it this way where we go step by step and it's live on Wednesdays, let me know. If you would rather me do a step by step and kind of break it up of how I do it each time, you can let me know as well. All right. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you soon.